Hello guys, how are you? This is TV47. My name is Hamadi Mrela, your usual chef on this show, The Throwdown. Karibu sana. Today we want to do a very special recipe for you guys. It's been a wonderful time being at the quarantine level, but still we want to bring you something that you can do in the house very fast and very quickly. We want to cook liver in a nice special way. Even those people who don't like liver are going to love what we want to do here. So you guys, karibu. Just without much overdue, I want to first of all introduce you to our main ingredient, which is the liver. I had put it in the fridge. I normally, first of all, the very first way of doing this liver is that we'll soak this liver in milk. So I advise you get your liver from maybe from your butchery or from your butcherman, and peel it. Peel the top of the liver so that it remains as clean as possible. This helps the liver to be chewed when it's tender and remove also the toughness of the liver. So when you remove the skin, it's a very nice special taste. So it's in here. Let's just see. This is it. This is our liver. You can see it has been soaked in milk. So even before you chop the liver into pieces, what you do, you have to peel off when it's still full. Because if the liver is full, for example, then maybe it's chopped, for example, it's very hard for you to remove the skin. So what do? You peel off the skin when it's still in its maybe in its compound, maybe compact stage. And then now you put it in milk. You can soak it in milk, just a little bit of milk. This milk helps to remove the bitterness in liver and also gives it a very nice taste as you prepare. So this is it, guys. The liver is here. We want to chop this liver into very small cubes. So I'm going to first of all remove the liver from here, the whole of it. Then I'm going to chop into cubes, very nice small cubes. This is the way I normally chop my liver. I normally do the rows across first to get the long stripes. Then it's easier now going back to just get the cubes that I want without much struggle. You see, that way, very nice. You can see. And then now it's very easy now for me to achieve my cubes. Let me move this here so that you can see. So you can see, after this, I'm going to just move the liver here. Then I'm going to take all-purpose baking flour like this, and just need to use a little bit of it. So I'll need to reduce this into another sauce so that I don't use too much of it. I can just do this, just need a little bit of it like that. So we just put a little bit enough to make sure that we cut all the pieces. So I'm going to take these pieces, and I'm going to put them into the flour like that. Like that. So if you do this and realize that maybe your flour is a little bit less than you expected, you can always add more. So I'll cut. Like that. You can see every single piece. Then I'm going to take another very special ingredient, which is black pepper. We have black pepper here. So this black pepper I'm going to use like almost half a tablespoon. So I'm going to take my spoon. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of it. That. And you can see, add kidogo to make sure that it's actually half. Then I continue mixing like that. But it goes all together with the flour, and it holds also the other parts. You can see all the flour we put has finished, meaning we have not wasted any flour. As I told you, don't put too much of this flour. So now, guys, we have coated all our liver. You can see each and every single piece is well coated. So you can see such a beautiful finished. The coating has been done perfectly. There is no single piece of the liver that has not been coated. So you guys, I think you can have a look at this. Prepare your test buds. You're going to prepare something very nice. Just a second. So I'm going to put that aside. Then I'm going to come with my liver here. So that I want to do some very simple process here. This is my cooking pot. I'm going to put my cooking pot on the fire. Then, how are we cooking this liver today? We are using a very special way. No forks, no metallic spoons, and we are going to make sure that we are using butter. We're not going to use the normal, maybe the normal spatulas that people use that are metallic. We do that to make sure that we protect this non-stick coating of the pan. So I'm going to put butter. The liver is about half a kilo. Then the butter that I'm using here is just like a quarter cup. You can see that. Normally very hectic to get a ring out of them, but we've gotten our results, which is such rings. So we are going to make sure that all our liver has melted nicely. Not our liver, but our butter, sorry. The butter has to melt well. Then after the butter melts, we're going to introduce these rings of onions and allow them to cook for some time. We are not going to cook them until they're golden brown. We just want to ensure that they're cooked to a certain level of tenderness. So we allow them to cook kidogo. Now in the mixture of not in the mixture but in the butter, this salted butter, you can, if you're going to use unsalted butter, make sure you add a little bit of salt when you're cooking. So we give it some little time just for it to prepare. As that happens, we are now going to do the next step, which is now pounding our garlic. We have garlic here. We are going to introduce it into this. I'm chopping them so that we can have an easy time grinding them, or maybe pounding them. Then I'm going to put a little bit of salt. This salt also helps us to ensure that the pounding process is normally, maybe is done well. So I'm going to cover here so that they don't come out. There is some red drops here. Ensure that you have to ensure that it's well pounded like that. That's it. I think you can see. You can have a look at it. It's well pounded. And as we had said earlier, our onions are not supposed to cook to golden brown. Just a little bit to some kind of tenderness. I've added the garlic now, and I'm going to mix. So the garlic won't cook as much. If you allow garlic to cook for a longer period of time, it will end up cooking, maybe overcooking, and you don't want that to happen. There's a reason why. So we're going to remove these onions here, and then we're going to put them on this bowl. There's another bowl here. So, you can do that. Put it here. Just like that, nicely, gently. So here is the mix. We're going to put them aside. After you put aside, I can now take my liver and drop it piece by piece. Then I'm not going to interfere with it. I will allow it to cook on one end. I'm doing that so that I distribute the butter evenly. So like that. Now I allow them to cook until they brown on one end. As that process happens, I'm going to just cover it and give it some little bit of time. So you guys, of course, you can always be following this cooking procedure under the links under your screen. I think you can see there is YouTube, there is Instagram, there is Facebook. You can always follow us, maybe follow up there. There's an SMS line there that you can also text and get some feedback from this program. Then you can personally follow me on I Cook You Eat, so that you can be able to get all the gist from the Facebook lines, from the Instagram lines, maybe from the YouTube links. So we are going to allow it to cook to some level as it browns. We are going to give it about a minute or so that it browns well. So at that time also you just have to monitor your age so that it's not too much. You can regulate it kidogo to allow now to the pieces to cook until they also cook maybe partly inside. So it's a minute. So what you can do now is turn the lever. You can just turn it, turn the pieces on the other side so that they cook also from the other side. Like that. Now that happens, you can separate each and every single piece just in case they're holding on to each other. You can separate. Like that. You want to ensure that they cook very nicely on all the edges and ends. Like that. Each piece must cook on its own. See that? I'm just turning them nicely so that we acquire a very good end product. This turning helps to ensure that all the edges have been cooked well, and they've also cooked on both sides nicely. So after that, my next step is to cover like that. Then give it some time again, about 1.5 to 2 minutes.